Lebanese social media is witnessing a round of posts describing what is being referred to as the shawarma paradox. It goes somewhat like this. Before, a shawarma sandwich would cost about 4,500 Lebanese pounds. That is around $3. Now, a shawarma sandwich would cost about 8,000 Lebanese pounds, which, however, only amounts to 90 cents. So, has it become cheaper or more expensive? Lebanon has been suffering from the malpractices of a corrupt government. With the coronavirus lockdown, the economy that was already trying to hang by a slight thread has fallen down a deep ravine. To make matters worse, heavy destruction befell upon the capital city of Beirut with two explosions on 4th August 2020. Initial reports feared that this was perpetrated by a terrorist organization. However, it was soon confirmed that this was a result of something equally troubling. A country plagued by corruption, a tumbling economy, major internal conflicts, and an inefficient governing system. The explosion not only brought the attention of the world to the crippling country, but it reignited a series of anti-government protests that culminated in the much-awaited resignation of the then Prime Minister Hassan Diab. Even before the explosion, Lebanon was in the midst of one of the worst economic crises in the world. The country is the third most indebted in the world, with a debt-to-GDP ratio of almost 170%. The government hasn't been making things better in the nation as well. Protesters have called out the corruption rampant in the government, which has been criticized for not caring about its people. There are three main reasons for what went wrong in Lebanon. The first is the mismanagement in the structure of politics in Lebanon. The brutal Lebanese civil war that began in 1975 resulted in about 120,000 deaths, according to official figures. The result was the formation of a sectarian system of governance. The government positions are divided among all the religious groups. The president must be a Maronite Christian, the prime minister a Sunni Muslim, while the speaker of the parliament a Shia. This has created a hierarchical system and a division between the groups. The leaders only work for the welfare of their own community without keeping the national interest in mind. There has also been a significant rise of the militant group Hezbollah in the Lebanese parliament. It is widely believed that they hold a large amount of power in the administration. While the ruling class has been trying to profit off their contracts and power, the citizens have been dealing with the worsening economy and a daily way of living. There are daily blackouts, the prices of food are soaring, and half of the 6 million population is below the poverty line. The second reason is the chaotic banking system with very rapidly declining foreign reserves. To attract investment, the banks offer high interest rates, which they are unable to pay, spiraling into a vicious cycle. It accumulates to the rising debt, and this year the Lebanese government defaulted on their foreign debt for the first time in their history. The result is that the value of the Lebanese pound decreased by 80% in the last year, and inflation is on the rise. For a country that imports almost all of its food, the price of basic commodities is skyrocketing. It made headlines when a minister visited the supermarket and was appalled at the prices that were being charged. The people have lost faith in the banking system. There were reports that banks were holding on to the savings and deposits of citizens, not allowing them to withdraw their own owned money. The lending system between the central bank, the government, and the commercial banks is being referred to as a massive Ponzi scheme that is only benefiting the people in power. The third reason is the black market. There are three different exchange rates prevalent in Lebanon. The official exchange rate has been fixed at 1500 Lebanese pounds for the past 23 years. But with the amount of US dollars scarce in the country and falling remittances from citizens working abroad, the actual value of the currency has been plummeting over the years. The bank rate at which savings can be converted is £3,850, which is also said to be just a number displayed to the public. The black market is where the majority of transactions take place, and it is 8,700 Lebanese pounds at the moment, but expected to be more in the near future. In October 2019, the government announced a tax on using apps like WhatsApp. This led to mass protests on the streets by a nation frustrated with the entire economic situation. However, the government has not been able to take control of the crisis. It has been described as weak and incompetent as unemployment levels rose to over 25%. And all of this was before the coronavirus pandemic.